Educate yourself so that you can challenge preconceived notions. One of the best ways to do that is to read the most you can and to be sincerely interested. The more you read, the more information you add in your brain. Let's see what are the benefits of reading and reading aloud. Benefits of reading. Reading is a skill which leads a person to interact and gain meaning from written language. It is more than just recognizing written words on a page. Though children love bedtime stories from parents, from the point of view of communication skills, reading aloud has great benefits than narrating stories. As Carl Sagan says, one of the greatest gifts adults can give to their offspring and to their society is to read to children. The first benefit of reading is it develops stronger vocabulary. How it develops vocabulary? Because language is acquired primarily through listening. When you read aloud, the listener has the opportunity to hear new words in new contexts, and this helps in building vocabulary and a stronger awareness of how to use the language for self-expression. The second benefit of reading is it builds connections between the spoken and written word. When you read aloud, the learner begins to see how printed words are closely connected to spoken words. It is not always the case that the printed word reflects the spoken word, but there are occasions where sound and sense are connected. The listener is also able to come up with a string of words which rhyme with the spoken word. Though these rhyming words are not connected to each other in terms of meaning, listening them is also a great way to build vocabulary. The next one is it provides enjoyment. Provides enjoyment? Yes, both children and adults enjoy being read to. The auditory impact of words is relished when someone reads aloud, and this practice lights the spark of a lifelong love of reading. Reading increases attention span. How it increases attention span? Reading is not like watching television. Reading promotes a slower unfolding of events and ideas. It also enhances the listening skill, that is, the ability to pay attention and concentration. It is also to be noted that repeated exposure has an influence on increasing one's overall attention span. Reading influences way of thinking. A well-written book exposes you to sophisticated language. When you are regularly exposed to sophisticated language or a well-crafted piece of writing, your way of thinking also undergoes a change because words are basically concepts or ideas. The next important part of reading is how to improve your fluency by reading aloud. The practice of reading aloud has a bearing on your fluency. You might wonder how this happens. Silent reading does not exercise your vocal organs like lips, tongue, and throat. But reading loud makes your vocal organs to be highly active. The practice of reading loud is not only for school children. Even adults can benefit from the exercise of reading loud. Coming to the question of the correspondence between reading loud and improving your fluency, here are some points. The first one is it brings clarity to your voice. It improves pronunciation. It boosts confidence and reduces hesitation. It is the training ground for public speaking. And the last one is it is a practice ground for the most important aspects of effective speech. Effective speech like intonation, pause, emphasis, and pace. How often should you read aloud to improve your communication skills? You can devote 5 or 10 minutes a day to reading aloud. You can start with a session of 5 minutes per day. You can gradually increase it to 2 sessions of 5 minutes per day. How do I go about this daily exercise? You can choose a passage from the newspaper or a short story. You can search the internet for motivational speeches. At the same time, check online for the correct pronunciation of words if you have doubts regarding pronunciation. The next question is how to improve your pronunciation. Use the voice recorder on your mobile phone to record your voice. List the areas where you need to improve with regard to pronunciation, intonation, pause, emphasis, and pace. Pace in the sense not too fast or not too slow. When it comes to reading aloud, you can take best role models as newsreaders reading from newsroom. Being a newsreader requires presence of mind, good pronunciation, and command of the language. Some practical tips for reading from the newsroom. Read your script and get familiar with it before you read aloud. Do not stare into the page while you read. Take in a couple of words at a glance and look at the audience to which you are presenting the text. Repeat this activity with every group of words you take in at a glance. Voice modulation and intonation. Voice modulation and intonation are of utmost importance for reading. Without the mastery of these two aspects, your listeners will find you boring. Voice modulation is when you control or adjust the volume of your voice to softer and louder tones in order to make an impact and the attention of your listeners to what you are trying to convey. Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice arising from the words and syllables that are stressed and not stressed in your utterance. A little theatre. Taking part in dramas and plays is a great way of building your ability to read aloud or speak in a public forum. Theatre activities help you to hone or sharpen your voice modulation, intonation, and pronunciation. You can select a brief newspaper report and read it aloud. You can also select a small passage on an achiever in the field of sports, medicine, or any other and read it aloud. Thus, by practicing all these activities, one can definitely enhance their reading skills. Thank you.